We're Trent Allie, and after a much-needed break to reset our spirits,
we have what's known as a bazooka.
We have a lot to do after failing our last inspection.
Drywall is a lot of fun, but redoing drywall, twice as much fun.
And you'll be happy to know we decided to hire a professional taping and mudding crew.
Trent and Brandon.
Their names are Trent and Brandon, and they're gonna do a great job.
I have no idea what I'm doing. This is really bad.
Come along today as we officially start the hardest part of drywall. It's chickenpox meets 101 Dalmatians. And get a visit from a very special guest. Oh my goodness. Good morning, guys. We are gearing up for another big day here at the house. And before we get started every morning, we have a new routine. We've been feeding the dogs supplements to help them with their skin, their coat, and to help them stop eating poop. There's moose and elk around here, and it's a bigger problem than you think. Luckily, Solid Gold Pet has incredible products to help with this. And today's video is sponsored by Solid Gold Pet. Solid Gold believes high-quality food is the best way to impact your pet's mind, body, and spirit. They've revolutionized the holistic pet food category with recipes for any dog or cat's dietary needs, including healthy whole grain and grain-free options, wet food, supplements like sea meal, and 100% human-grade bone broth for dogs. They cleanse, balance, and fuel your pet's needs inside and out. Honestly, these products have been a lifesaver, and we're so grateful that they make them. If you guys want to check them out, click the link in our description or go to solidgoldpet.com/TrentonAlley and you'll save 30% on select Solid Gold products. Thanks again to Solid Gold for sponsoring today's video. We are going to finish getting ready and head into the house.
I'm put up with changes. Come pick me up 'cause I just wanna see the light. I wanna be weightless.
If you guys caught our last episode, we went on an extreme adventure. We had a lot of fun, a little bit of decompressing, and now that we are back, we're ready to tackle the things that we failed on our drywall inspection, where there was 4 corners or 4 seams that all came together. A lot of people mentioned this in comments that we shouldn't do that, but we didn't see those comments until well after we had already installed all of this drywall, which is a problem. So the inspector told us, hey, there's these like 4 sections where you have, 4 seams coming together. You need to cut those out and stagger the seams. Not a fun activity, but we're gonna be tackling that today. Also, we have to put zinc screws in our master bath where the tile's gonna go instead of regular drywall screws, because regular drywall screws will rust. And so Brandon's picking up some drywall and some screws. He's gonna be here in a minute. We're gonna start knocking that stuff out. I anticipate that we'll get it done pretty quickly. And then we might start doing a little bit of mudding. We're gonna start finding all the big fat cracks and fat seams and just kind of like pre-filling them, and then maybe start filling some of the screw holes. Today will be a learning experience, to say the best.
Our little overlanding excursion was exactly what we needed to feel rested and rejuvenated and just kind of get away from the build for a few days, which is really important when all we do 24/7 is try to think about or attempt to build this house. So we feel great. I'm worried it might rain, but we need the rain. So if it does, that's totally fine. I hope we can fix all the things that need to be fixed from our failed inspection today. Let's get to work.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's the drywall that we need to make our few repairs. We're gonna get started, and I hope we can knock this out pretty quickly. All right, so this is 5/8 drywall, and I had Brandon get 2 sheets that are taped together just in case one of them got a little bit damaged on the way up here. And I think we need like exactly a full sheet, or maybe even a touch more. So we have a little bit of extra if we have an issue, but these are really heavy. And we gotta carry it up to the deck right now, so.
Feeling strong?
Oh yeah. Alrighty. It's really funny, in some of our other videos, people were saying, hey, one of the sides of the drywall is white and the other side of the drywall is like a brown color or a gray color, and you need to make sure you put the white side out because they're looking at where we have the two different types of drywall side by side.
It looks
funny.
like, so there's put them backwards.
It looks like some of them are backwards, yeah. Saya!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this deck could not be any taller.
Leak is on it.
Here goes nothing. I guess we're gonna get started. I'll start marking and cutting out these two ceiling sections. Cutting out and fixing drywall is not nearly as fun as hanging it.
Mostly because there's insulation and electrical wires and stuff in there that you don't want to cut through anymore.
If it was 1/2 inch, it's just way easier to cut through, but it's 5/8. Here it's not so bad because we ran the sheets incorrectly. You're supposed to run them lengthways along the joists, and we ran them widthways along the joists, so yeah, some people made comments about that too. We messed up, okay? We don't know what we're doing here.
It's our first time.
It's our first time, okay? Give me some breaks here. So since we did that, to cut the sheets this direction, there's only like 2 joists. So you can take the drywall saw and go in between the joists and it makes it really easy to cut. But there's wires, there's insulation, there's ducting for the exhaust fan right there. And we could poke a hole in any of those things and then we could have some big trouble, so.
We could die.
We could die. We could die of mold. Drywall is a lot of fun, but redoing drywall, twice as much fun. All right, now I just gotta measure this hole, cut it out, measure that hole, cut it out, mount those, and then we just have to swap the screws upstairs and we're ready to go, baby. Then we're gonna start playing in the mud. And by that I mean, we're gonna try to goo some of these joints to make them smaller before we start taping and whatnot.
Step aside, lead the way on this trial. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change.
I think we forgot to tell you guys, we talked about it for a long time and we decided to hire a professional taping and mudding crew.
Trent and Brandon.
Their names are Trent and Brandon, and they're gonna do a great job. It feels good down here.
It feels incredible.
Oh,
down here.
wow.
Absolutely love it.
It's like walking into a walk-in refrigerator. It's amazing.
This enormous box is our taping and mudding tools.
Oh boy.
There are a lot of taping and mudding tools. This right here is a gooseneck pump.
What?
Yeah, there's some really crazy stuff going on here.
I thought it was just a sand block and a scalpel and a putty knife.
Oh no, that's the 1900s version. We're in the 2020s.
Have you met Trent? Of course, this is going to be as high-tech as possible. Have you taped and mudded before?
Sort of. I wouldn't say I'm good at it.
I obviously haven't opened up anything in this box, and there's a lot going on in here. I mean, honestly, there's more knives and taping knives and mud knives here than I even know what to do with, but by the end of this project, we're gonna know how to use each one of these tools, and hopefully we'll have figured it out by then.
So what's a banjo?
It's like a guitar.
No, for drywalling.
Banjo, if I'm not mistaken, is actually like it's like a tin or like a box, and you fill it with mud, and you mount tape on it, and then as you pull tape out, the tape goes through the mud and pulls out the front, and you can adjust how much mud is on it. Oh. So like instead of putting mud on the wall and then putting dry tape on there and trying to force it out, you just pull tape out that already has mud on it, you cut it, and then you push that onto the wall. But we have one step better.
Of course.
We have what's known as a bazooka. It's a taping gun or an automatic taper. And it's like this giant bazooka looking thing that you pump full of mud with this thing. And then it has tape attached to it, has gears on the end. And basically It has a button that cuts the tape. All you do is like stick it on the seam, you walk and drag it along the seam, and when you get to the end, you push the button, it cuts the tape, it presses the tape on for you, and then you just follow up with a knife, and it should make things go a lot faster.
And you get to feel like you're GI Trent.
GI Trent, yeah. And I'm sure that there's a learning curve to this, and hopefully we'll get it figured out quickly, but they're really expensive, and that's why most people don't use them when they're doing DIY projects. But this is not the only time we're going to be taping and mudding, so... And maybe I can sell this stuff when we're done. I don't know, but we're going to try our best. This
Oh my gosh.
is the bazooka.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like an actual bazooka.
I thought you were kidding.
Well, that's why they call it a bazooka. Because it looks like one. Oh, like it makes it... Bum, 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 bum. Can't remember what that does. I watched a video about it. Oh.
Wow.
So that little wheel is for when you are doing corners. I'll do it for this side so you can see. You're taping the corners, you push that so that it pushes your tape into the corner as you go. Unbelievable!
Trent's obviously really excited about this. We're going to take some time to unwrap everything, get situated, figure out how these tools work, and we're going to start taping and mudding today.
We're not going to get too far into this. We are just going to get a couple of these tools that we can take to start filling in the screw holes. And right now is probably when I'm going to hate myself the most because, as most of you guys said, I used way too many screws, especially in the beginning when we started down here. There's probably 1,000 screws just under the stairs right here. And now I got to go and get some mud and fill all those screws. We really need a light in underneath the stairs. All we have is this.
Trent, I have a lantern for you.
Oh my gosh, no. I honestly, like two cell phones is brighter than that lantern, so we might just... Oh, we have headlamps, huh?
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
This is what's called a Drywall Hawk. You basically put your mud on here, and you can work it around and do all kinds of weird things that looks really easy, and I'm sure it's not. And,
You look like one of those chefs at Benihana.
Thanks.
Yeah. Catch it in your mouth.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess let's just open up the mud and throw some mud on here and see what happens.
We don't have a mixer, Trent.
We're not power mixing. That's the verdict.
When we go to do... Ooh. Probably should power mix it.
Oh, this is yummy. It's frosting. You've always wanted to be a cake decorator. This is your practice.
I have no idea what I'm doing. This is really bad.
Brandon's loving it.
See, this is what's called working the mud. I don't know if that's a thing. I just made it up.
It looks like you're about to paint some happy trees.
Yeah, I feel like Bob Ross. Huh? All right, so like every true professional, we're going to be using a headlamp for our light here. The thing I'm most worried about, honestly, is like, it says that you should like never let the mud dry on your tools.
Okay.
And I feel like it's already drying on here. It's bad news.
That's not good.
All right, I'm going in.
This is our Christmas storage closet and your man cave, so no one will be in here.
That's exactly right. So here goes nothing.
Woo!
Dang it, don't show this to anyone.
Hey, not
Okay.
bad. Not bad.
Okay, I can do this. Well, that was easy.
Who knows if you're doing it right?
Me. When I see people do this online, they just make one pass.
Yeah.
From top to bottom. And obviously you saw that that did not work for me. How do I take care of that?
Scrape it off with a knife.
Ooh.
I don't think that was a good idea, Brandon.
I think you flatten it and then you cover it with mud.
Exactly. Allie, no?
I've painted before.
That nice little term, cover it with mud, just sounds really easy, and it's not, I don't think.
It's like a bread baker meets Bob Ross meets Benny Hanna.
That's exactly what I was going for. Woo! See that time-saving activity? Dang! Where'd you learn to do that? YouTube. No big deal. Huh?
That's great.
Don't judge a book by the first 5 seconds.
Other than there being 1,000 screw holes.
And the problem is that, like, if you make your screw holes too deep,
you have to fill it a lot.
well, it's just that you have to, like, put a lot of mud into it, and then the mud shrinks when it dries.
So you have to re-mud.
And so you have to, like, hit your screw holes, like, every time you do a coat. And we have at least 1 billion screw holes. And some of those screw holes are 25 feet off the ground. So it's just like...
Fun.
This is very methodical. I found my new form of meditation. Alright, so I just have to say that if you are a drywall guy or you have ever done drywall like professionally or for a job or you're good at it, for the preservation of your sanity, I just suggest you probably stop watching now. Because I doubt I'm doing any of this right, and it's probably going to drive you crazy. And, yeah. I mean, if you want to just watch and make fun of me, you could do that too. But I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, the sun has decided to come out. It is a warm day. I'm really excited that I found maternity shorts. And I don't know if you can tell, but they're regular shorts and the waistband is like a stretchy spandex material that goes from your waist all the way up to your chin. It's like this huge material that just fits over your belly, and they are so comfortable. And it makes my life so much easier because now I don't have to wear leggings all the time. I can be a little bit cooler in this summer heat. Really, really improving my quality of life. And over here, we've just got the wall of chicken pox.
Don't mind me, just honing my craft over here. I'd love to sit and tell you guys more about this, but the mud is drying by the second and I have to keep working it. I'm getting the hang of this. I've got most of the screw holes that aren't going to be covered by tape or corner beads done in this stairwell. I mean, heck, we might finish this today.
We're flying!
It's a joke.
Oh my goodness. What is this?
That Mustangs come up here the best.
It's a little different in the
Drifting
summertime.
all over the place.
Really? It's good to see
Oh
you,
my
dude.
God.
How are you? Thanks for coming. Hi.
Congrats.
Thank you.
So pumped.
Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy. This is our good friend Kyle. He's here visiting from, where do you live? Florida,
St.
technically?
Petersburg, Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He kind of lives all over the place. He's a world traveler.
Yeah, I like to get
and the
around.
last time you were up here, it was like 6 feet of snow in your Crosstrek.
Yeah, we got
Right?
the Subaru stuck.
And it was so
Like, right there.
intense. and now you're up here in a Mustang.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was literally drifting all over.
Really?
It was just sliding out.
Hey Trent,
So
look who I found.
What's up, dude? How are you? So if they haven't already introduced Kyle, Kyle is one of my best friends, probably the longest friend that I've ever had that I still keep in touch with. We met when we were 11, which was like 45 years ago. So
Come on.
and I actually met Brandon through Kyle.
No way!
Because Kyle and Brandon used to be in a band together. Yeah. I wish we had some
Brandon,
clips
what
of
did you do in
Stalemate
the
that we could
band?
just like drop in right now.
How can I get the fizz if he healthy?
So it's actually a treat that Kyle is here in Utah. We grew up here together, but Kyle actually lives in Florida now, and he's actually running a solar business. Now, a lot of people have asked us if we're gonna put solar on the house, and the answer is not right now. One, because I got too much crap going on, and two, there's just like insane amounts of snow here, and I wanna make sure that everything works. Maybe in a couple years, I'm gonna get solar put on, and when I do, I'm definitely gonna do it through Kyle. So Kyle actually runs a company called Era, and they actually install solar systems in almost every state in the United States. They do basically any type of program you can do, and Kyle has been in this industry for
Like 8 years.
8 years. So
Coming
Kyle's been doing it for a long time. How much money do you normally save people?
Tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Sometimes hundreds of thousands, depending on how much power they're using. Most people think that it's super expensive to get into solar, but what they find out is that they're actually using money they're already spending anyway, and we're just converting it from a bill to the power company and turning it into an asset, you know, something that they own. It's creating cash flow for them, and when they eventually pay it off, like, they got no power bill. So it ends up being a no-brainer for most people. Obviously, your roof has to qualify. It depends where you live, you know, and we run all those assessments to make sure it's going to be a good fit for you.
And also solar is a renewable energy. It's good for the planet. It's way better than burning coal, which is where a lot of people's electricity comes from. So if you guys want to help offset that and you guys are looking into getting solar, I highly recommend hitting up Kyle. And if you guys want, for our viewers only, he's doing a $500 discount on anybody that gets a solar system through him. So we'll put a link in the description. You guys can check him out down there.
Love
Good to see you, brother.
Absolutely. See you soon.
It was really
For
cool of
sushi.
Kyle to stop by. Obviously, we didn't get much done while he was here, but I would much rather have a nice conversation and hang out with an old friend than go back to mudding screws right now.
See you tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Awesome.
All right, so now that Kyle took off, we are back to mudding screws. It's like hypnotic. Ooh, wow, like all the little dots.
It's chicken pox meets 101 Dalmatians.
At what point do you find out whether you did a good job with the screws? Is it like after you paint and you realize that there's little dimples everywhere? Or is it like you do a bunch of coats of mud and then you realize on the third coat that you messed up on the first coat? I don't really know how this works. So if you guys see, when you take the mud and you spread it out like that,
Yeah.
see those bubbles?
Yeah.
They're like air bubbles. I don't actually know. I think they're air bubbles in the mud, and I think that's like one of the things that you like kind of get out when you mix it in a bucket.
Okay.
But
We're not mixing it.
I'm not mixing it.
This is one of the downsides of having a small delay in our videos, because we actually really enjoy reading all of your comments and sometimes rely on your advice unintentionally. You guys have great experience and great advice, but it ends up being that we don't get that advice in those comments until after a video has already posted. So I'm sure you guys are giving us great advice in the comments right now, which we appreciate. Please continue to comment because we read them all and we love it. And hopefully at some point we'll catch up to those comments and learn from them at whatever stage we're at in the build. It was really fun seeing Kyle. We don't get to see him that often because he lives on the other side of the country, so it's great when he's in town. We can hang out a little bit and catch up. We're gonna go meet him for dinner again later tonight. But in the meantime, I'm so excited about his housewarming gift. Look at this little guy. A Chinese evergreen. I think a lot of the theme and the vibe that we're going for in the house is light and airy and minimal. The black windows, white or neutral walls, and lots of plants, lots of green. So I'm really excited that this is our very first contribution to that theme.
I'd like to say I think I'm getting the hang of this. Am I good at it? No. But am I doing it? Yeah.
So Brandon is going through the house and checking every screw and making sure they're flush or a little bit sunken, but definitely not proud or sticking out from the drywall.
There's a lot of screws here. Thanks, Trent.
Meanwhile, Trent's over here becoming more and more professional looking with that paint set.
Massaging the mud.
Bob Ross is on PBS.
There's a pretty large gap here in this corner. Normally you'd butt up the drywall against each other and not have that gap and then just put a piece of tape and some mud over it.
But sometimes you don't know what you're doing.
And you just gotta go for it. So he is mudding the entire corner. And we'll see what happens.
That was a learning experience, to say the least. Most of it looks like it's my first time, and some of it looks like a child did it. We're expecting that we'll get better at this as we go.
Really, the moral of the story here is anything you want to do, you can do. It just takes time. It won't be perfect the first time. And as long as you have the determination and drive to put some research in and keep practicing until you get better, anything is possible.
We can do this. I know we can. It just might take a while.
It's been a super productive day, but it's not over yet. We're just cramming everything in today because my parents are coming in a couple days and I'm really excited. So we have a lot of stuff to prepare for before they get here. One of those things is a haircut. There's a lot more in the days to come, but we're just taking it day by day right now. Otherwise we're gonna get super overwhelmed. So we're done with work, we're cleaning up. We have an appointment in the city in just a few minutes.
Yep, I just shaved my beard. We're heading into town. We've got one more stop, and then we're actually going somewhere fun tonight. We're gonna be meeting back up with Kyle, and I think we're gonna take you guys along.
How much are we talking here, Trent? Like you buzz cutting or like shaving your head?
It's all
like
coming off.
Okay, just leave it a little bit. A little bit.
So you guys see me with the hat on pretty much every day, but my hair is getting like thick and out of control, and it's getting hot, and so I had to shave the beard. Now I'm getting the haircut, and I'm probably gonna look even younger.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna head on into the barber here and get myself a haircut.
Keep it like that.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah, you look a little bit younger.
Thanks.
Sweet.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Glad we could get you in. Hopefully I'll see you again.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, well, this is the Salt Lake Barber Company, and that was Zach Hillard. I'm gonna be coming back to this guy because he did a bang up job. I'm super excited.
I think Trent's haircut turned out excellent. It's a shock, honestly. I think Trent cuts his hair like 3 times a year total, which most guys I know cut their hair like once every 6 weeks. So Trent goes through wild stages of hairlessness and then hairfulness, and he's in a hairless stage right now. But it looks good, and it's very summery, and it'll be a nice one to have, and then it'll grow out, and he won't get another haircut for at least 6 months. Just mark my words. But while we're in town, we are spending some time with our friend Kyle, and we're at one of our very favorite restaurants in the Salt Lake City area, Saka.
Love you guys.
Good luck out there. We'll see you soon.
Well, that was quite the evening that we just had with Kyle. I had some delicious sushi. I really enjoyed that. How did you enjoy it?
That was perfect. We honestly wouldn't have gone if he hadn't suggested it, so thank you, Kyle, for making us get out and get some delicious sushi. I had vegetarian sushi, which is not the same as real fish, but I'll take what I can
It's
get.
as close as you can get. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed coming along on this adventure today. We packed it all in. We got a bunch of screw holes filled. I got an awesome haircut. We got some delicious sushi, and we got a visit from Kyle, my old friend. So today was a success in my eyes. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you show us by giving us a big thumbs up on today's video. Consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already.
Thanks again to Solid Gold Pet for sponsoring today's video. Click the link in our description to check them out.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Adios.